Why, hello there, everyone, and welcome back to the City of Mist. Looks like we've run into another one of them fire boys. Let's meet with the crew. Hola, hola, hola. It's throwdown time. We have a guy. He's not looking too great, as he has indeed decided that, yes, it's time to throw down. So your group's chilling here. Roxanne, you've basically already scouted out the place. So good for you. Congratulations. But there's now a lad here. I mean, that's some pretty good stuff, not gonna lie.
I worked hard to get that level up.
It's once per session, right?
Yeah, once per session.
How convenient, new session. Alrighty, as mentioned, Andre charges for your group. Xander, you're preparing to cast a spell. And because there is no initiative and we just do what makes the most sense for the story, Xander, what are you doing?
I'm gonna whack him with a big fist.
Alright, he's just starting straight for you. That is just go toe-to-toe. Big punch. Excellent. As he indeed charges straight for you. You said another giant glove, basically?
Yeah, like a big fist with like spiky knuckles.
All right, perfect. He goes to dodge and slap it out of the way, but you're able to kind of phase it through his hand for a moment, and he kind of gives you a look as if to say, ooh, you are more talented than I was expecting, and it swerves around his hand and just sticks him right across the face. He has a passive that I shall now reveal to you that reduces all harm he takes by uno. So that will be a 2. Where is my boy? There he is. Very top. Oh, that makes it really easy. A status of 2. We'll just call it punched for now, because that's exactly what happened to him. All right, he swings out, and you feel the heat from his glove just graze against your cheek. It doesn't reach you, Xander, but he is... Well, he's not necessarily focused on you. He's kind of looking at your entire group. You notice there's a glassy look over his eyes. As Andre charges in, swings at Xander. Xander swings back. Roxanne, Moira, and Radiah, what are y'all doing?
Is there anybody else in the immediate area, or is he the only one we see?
From what you can tell, he is alone. No dock workers or anything. This place seems to be abandoned.
Can I try flanking him?
Very much so. What are you trying to accomplish with this?
I mean, it's clear that he and Xander are fighting, right?
Yes, they're exchanging blows as of current. You saw him charge in.
Yeah, I guess I just want to make sure that he can't move backwards. That's all.
Sure. Yeah, if you want to move basically around behind him, you don't necessarily need to change the game now with like a bad position for him, but you can wait for someone else to strike, and then when the opportunity presents itself, then you can do that.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Okay, cool. So you can go ahead and move on behind him. You notice as you dash in, his eyes sort of track you, but he doesn't necessarily full on turn his attention to you. Roxanne and Radiah.
Was there anything special with his fists? Were they just regular fists, flaming fists?
Currently, you wouldn't know this because you're not Xander, but his amulet did heat up. And maybe you saw from a distance, Radiah, as he reached out to kind of... It didn't look like a punch, it almost looked like a grab. You noticed his hand had like a flaming aura around it, but it was almost like his glove was glowing, if anything.
So I rummage through my bag and look around for maybe, just on the off chance, maybe some heat-resistant potions to toss about to the group.
That sounds fantastic, actually. Go ahead and roll me change the game with any potion-related tags.
I think toolkit, and I have something for that, is the best I got, because not necessarily going for healing.
This is true.
Per se. So there we go.
Oh my god, a 13. All right, you got 2 juice. So you can do a multitude of things. Obviously, you have about 1,000 options. You want to hold one for yourself and throw one to Roxanne?
Yeah.
All right. Remember, it's a physical item on you, Radiah. So if Moira comes over to you, or if you say, I want to throw it to Moira, you can totally do that. Basically, it's a free action. If Moira, so where Moira is now, throwing it to her, probably a bad idea. If Moira were where she was before, or if you get Mr. Dragon to maybe deliver it, and Andre doesn't see it, I won't even have you roll. I'll just say she gets it.
Do that last option, and next time maybe make a couple more.
All right, so now the tag for fire resist is on Roxanne and Radiah. You brew these up really quick. You keep one for yourself, and you toss one over to Roxanne, who's not currently engaged. But Xander, you can see his eyes trace something that jumps from Radiah to Roxanne. You don't see what's happening behind you, but he's clearly watching all of you very, very carefully. And as this is happening, since you're in front of him, Xander, Roxanne, you can do your thing now. You can see he's getting ready as he's exchanging blows with Xander to strike out again. Just straight up go for a hit.
Can I wrap like a blindfold around his eyes?
You can definitely attempt to do that, yes.
I don't think any of these tags work for that.
You can use your shadow army, have them do it for you, basically. Excellent. All right. With an 11, you have a 2 juice. We are creating a story tag, basically blindfold.
Yeah. Since his eyes are apparently very aware.
And with your second juice, what are you doing? You can save it for realistically anything. You can give something to someone else. You can make it permanent.
Well, yeah, I think I want to make it permanent to prolong the effect.
All right, we'll go ahead and do that. So as he's getting ready to strike out at Xander, he kind of jumps up along the side of this little machine here. And as he does, one of your shadow goons is able to kind of dive at him, and they wrap this shadowy eye fold around his head. And as that happens, Xander, you see him swinging down at you now with both of his fists. He's like coming down on you. You're not sure if he can see you, but all the same, he's coming for you.
I'll just create a wall of ice.
Oh, sure. Okay. I like that. Roll me change the game. All right. 3 juice. We can't make anything permanent, but we got stuff we can do. All right, good sir. I'm going to put Ice Wall on you, even though anyone can use it. So it is temporary. It's used once and it goes poof. But you have 2 more juices. So realistically, you can use your magic while you're kind of up here doing this thing to either buff others, buff yourself, save them just for making more ice walls when this one shatters. Up to you.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, excellent. And as you quickly erect this ice wall, he just smashes, well, he goes to smash through it, heading directly for you. Now go ahead and roll me a face danger. And also, for him, use his tag Undefeated of the East. And if you want to use Ice Wall to help you defend, you can. You can also use the Blindfold. The Ice Wall will be destroyed. The Blindfold will not. That's a whole lot of tags being thrown into a blender.
Nice.
Nice. Okay.
I dodged it.
Yeah, 5-6. All right, Ice Wall is nuked. I'm going to keep it on you in case you wish to reactivate it later. We have Blindfold, Escape Artist, Parkour, Undefeated of the East, which doesn't do shit because you got a 14. Damn. He smashes through the ice wall, though, and assuming where you're going to be, he also completely destroys the concrete. It shatters and cracks out, and he slowly turns up to look at you, sort of able to see maybe past the blindfold in some way. It's definitely throwing him off, though, because that came real close. There's some singes on your coat as you're stepping away. Moira, he's kind of moved out of your range ever so slightly now. They moved just a little. So realistically, whatever y'all are doing.
I mean, I would, stay about the same distance.
Are you engaging him in any way, or just keeping your distance for now?
No, I am not engaging him. If it looks like Xander's going to be in trouble, then I'll do something.
If he rolled more poorly than that, maybe. But he rolled a 14.
Yeah, but he rolled a 14. I was like, Moira's like, oh, maybe I should
Yeah.
maybe I don't need to step in. So she's just heading up the caboose. I do not think that was a phrase.
Probably not, but it is his
I could not quite.
His backside, which is a caboose.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure where I was going with that sentence. I think there's probably a turn of phrase that does exist. That's not it.
We'll commit to caboose.
So we'll commit to caboose.
For now, why not? Already, seeing that he is still engaged with Xander, Radiah, if you wish to make more potions or buff the current ones you have, you are more than welcome to do so. Roxanne, Moira, all 3 of you can still actively do something if you wish.
Can I lasso him down?
You very much can, yes.
Change the game or something else?
If you're trying to add more tags to him, yep, change the game. Just bury him in debuffs, basically.
And I'm going to do hidden vantage points because he's blind.
Yep. He hasn't
Surprise him behind because I want him to come up from the ground all over. And I'm going to do not alone because I don't think I can do this alone.
Alrighty, with a 10, 3 juice we have. So what is this exactly? Shadow ropes?
Yeah, shadow ropes.
All right, that'll use 2 juice, one to make it permanent, I assume is what you want?
Yes.
Okay, what are we using the third one for? Holding on to it?
Well, what would scaling up the effect do? Oh, greater area?
Correct, yes.
What would hiding the effect do in this case?
He wouldn't know he's roped for a while, meaning he can't remove it. He can easily remove the blindfold, which he'll probably do in a second.
I'll hide it.
Okay.
That seems slightly pointless because he should know when he can't move.
But he won't know why he can't move.
Okay, that works.
Yeah. So because he knows the blindfold is there, even though it is indeed permanent, if he goes to remove it, he can very much do that. And as he misses Xander, well, clearly this blindfold got in my way, so he's going. You guys see him reaching up to remove it, as suddenly these like shadow tendrils whip out, grab onto him. He cannot see them, and rather than them staying corporeal as they normally would, you guys notice they kind of fade and blend into the shadows. So even your team, Roxanne, can no longer see these ropes. We know they're there, but these tendrils hold him not perfectly down. This boy is very mobile, but currently quite effective. So as you guys see him going for that blindfold, Moira and Radiah, what y'all doing?
Can I try grappling him? I swat him on the hand.
Very much so. Roll
as
me
a
back at.
yeah.
Yes. Go and roll me go toe to toe. And with this one, use his tag as well. The undefeated one.
Undefeated.
You can also feel Roxanne as he's moving about and, you know, getting grabbed. He's not looking directly at you, but he can sense you're coming from somewhere. Alrighty. With a 7, basically what you're trying to do is prevent him from pulling off the blindfold, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're going to want to choose that top option. You managed to achieve your goal, aka take something they hold. So he will not remove the blindfold. He reaches up for it, and you grapple. You kind of grab onto his arm, and he instantly snaps out, grabs the arm that grabbed his arm to stop the blindfold. So he's not going for it, but he, with a swift, like, jolt, you can feel the wind, like, wrap around you, and he goes to just punch you straight in the stomach. Go ahead and roll me face danger.
All right, here we go.
Alrighty, not bad at all. We rolled a 9. Perfect. All right, he jolts in to give you a nice, lovely smack. And you can feel there's a burning within his fist as it strikes you dead on in the stomach. It would normally do 3 harm. Instead, it will do 2.
Perfect.
So you'll have punch 2 as he hits you hard, but you're able to slightly divert just the pressure from the blow and like turn your body with it. It still burns and stings. It's not great. And
I should have created a broad training tag for body conditioning.
I mean, you can very much do that,
because I think that would help.
Yeah, he's still gonna go off on you guys. And while he cannot see or move as easily as he would like to, he's beginning to move around as if he can feel like where the 3 of you are. And he's not preparing to attack any one of you in particular, but you can tell he's ready to snap at any moment. Radiah, he hasn't noticed you though. What are you doing?
I'm quietly making potions.
All right, go for it.
Same buttons as before, good?
Because he's not interacting with you, sure. Alrighty, excellent. So
Oh, it wasn't meant to be healing properties, but okay. Same butt.
still 11. Still very good. So if you want, you can take fire resistance and basically buff it. And same thing with the one on Roxanne. Totally up to you. Or you can make more. You have 2.
I'm going to say make more
Okay.
and get him off to Xander and Myra somehow. Dragon, go!
Magic dragon, go.
Alrighty, everybody has a fire resist potion now. That's a lot of stuff going on, and he doesn't snap out and grab them, but he sees somehow, senses maybe, due to the blindfold, he can't physically grab them. But you get the feeling he can sense something went out, and he's like, I don't know. You can almost feel something watching you, Radiah, coming from his direction, but his focus is primarily on the 3 fools in front of him, and he's very much getting ready to strike now. But at who, we don't know.
Can I create a shadow armor for everyone?
You very much can, yes.
I'm going to use Alert Private Guard because I'll just say the armor is the guards guarding everyone. Also change the game?
Yes, anytime you make attack, it's always change the game. Alrighty, a 9. You can make 1 shadow guard. Who's it going to?
Who's going to be his primary target?
Either Xander or Moira, because those 2 are the closest. If you probably do anything else, though, most likely you next. You're pretty good at sticking to the shadows, though.
I'm going to do Moira.
Nice. I did just take a pretty hard hit.
You did. And as you think that, suddenly Roxanne's guys basically charge you, Moira, and they surround you in a defensive formation, ready to block off any attacks.
Cool.
As they move into position, he turns and kind of puts out one hand towards Xander, one towards Moira, and you know the next thing he's going to do is strike at one of them.
I can try grappling him again.
All right, that is a go toe-to-toe. You have a lot that you can mess with. You do have to use the punched debuff, unfortunately, as that does indeed deal with that. And remember, if he strikes back at you, which he most likely will, regardless of the roll outcome, you still have blindfold, shadow ropes, and the shadow guard to defend yourself. You can use specifically blindfold and shadow ropes to attack, Just be careful how many tags you use, because then you can't use them to defend.
I'll save blindfold and shadow ropes. Try going ham, I guess.
All right, excellent. You got a 10.
Wow, even with punch -2.
Even you rolled an 8 plus all that good stuff. -2, you just barely got. 10 is a full success. So you can choose 2, one of them being an attack, and I'm assuming one of them being block the immediate counterattack.
Correct.
All right. As per the last attack, it's going to reduce the harm by 1. So it's punch 2. It's going to gain 1 pip, which doesn't bring it to punch 3, but it's getting there, I promise. And the initial blow, when you move in, Moira, to strike him, what do you do exactly? I see we have hard kicks.
Is he facing me?
He basically has one hand stretched out towards Xander, one towards you. You're both essentially equidistant from him. He was waiting for one of you to react.
I'm gonna kick him in the knee and see if I can take him down.
All right, you dash in quickly to strike him in the knee, and reacting almost instantly, he goes to like chop right for your head, but you kind of slide down as you kick it and just barely grazes your nose. As I mentioned, though, he was going to attack one of you, and he has chosen you, Moira. So you're going to avoid the first initial counterattack, but his active attack is very much going to be aimed for you. So go ahead and roll me face danger.
Does he still look like his normal self, or does he look more unique now?
Currently, he just looks like his regular self. Nothing's really changed too much besides he has that kind of glassy look, and he's being weirdly quiet.
When you said he slashed at Moira, like just with his hand, or
Chop.
like a judo chop?
Yep.
Like a knife hand.
Basically, yeah. Knife hands.
It does blindfold and shadow ropes. Are those time limited, or use limited?
They have a diamond on them, so effectively they last forever until he removes them.
All right, I'm going to use them then. Because
Diamond
if they were for
means,
somebody else.
diamond means go for it.
How light is it out?
It is, it's fairly dark. It's nighttime. There are like some lights on, but they're basically emergency lights. So it's definitely dark here. Excellent. Alrighty, with an 11. This next attack goes soaring just past you and barely misses again. He takes a chunk out of the ground, and you can hear him kind of scoff and click his tongue as he dashes backwards and once again goes to remove the blindfold, saying, all right, this thing needs to go.
Is he referring thing as in Moira?
Blindfold.
I staple it on.
Can I try to yank it tighter or no?
You basically have to roll go toe-to-toe to actively stop him from doing it, yeah?
Done.
Go for it.
I'm going to use my brother's help for this.
He sort of moved back away from the both of you ever so slightly as he's gauging his distance and such.
Since it's my brother helping, hit advantage point?
No, he's definitely aware of you now.
Damn it.
You've put 2 debuffs on him. Oh my god. All right.
I didn't need the extra tag.
That's as high as you could possibly roll. You also rolled the wrong thing, but that's fine.
Oh, oops.
Yep, you were trying to go toe-to-toe, which you'll choose the top one, achieve something, as in hold it in place, and you'll block whatever his counterattack is. So as he goes to remove the blindfold, you basically control Jasper to dash in, and he reaches out for Jasper's throat, but he ducks just in time. Once again, distracting Andre from removing this blindfold, and you guys can sort of sense he's getting annoyed at this point.
That's what I do best. I bought you pizza, you dick.
All right, as he jumps backward, he repositions himself, and now he's pointing towards Xander, slightly moved away from Moira. Still roped and still blindfolded.
As he should be.
Stop looking at me, Andreas.
It's a little weird having a guy with the blindfold just kind of stare at you with his hands out.
Can I pull a Darth Sidious?
Elaborate?
Shock him?
Oh, yeah, go for it. You're at a very reasonable distance. Go ahead and roll me go toe-to-toe. And since he's facing you, go ahead and use his tag undefeated as well. Alrighty, excellent. You're going to shock, right? Full on like lightning wave?
Pretty much I reach my hands out and I just like send bolts of electricity through his body.
Alrighty, I assume we're going for the middle one. We get him good?
Yeah, my bad.
I will add it to punched, even though it's not punched, and I'll just call it zapped now. All right. He is now zapped 3 as you quickly whip your way over to him, Xander, and you just unleash a wave of lightning. It arcs down your arms and off your fingers, dancing over the machine that's kind of halfway in between you guys, And Andre dodges to the side, but not far enough. The ropes are kind of holding him down. And as they push down on his body, you can hear another grunt of frustration. And he full on, rather than jumping towards you, he unloads on this machine in front of him, smashes the shit out of it, and it goes hurtling towards you. Xander, please roll me face danger.
Can I help him?
What would you like to help with?
Can you explain it one more time?
He's basically punching a forklift at Xander.
So there's a whole, it's a forklift, like it's a big thing.
It's a big ass forklift. He's literally punching it. It's flying at Xander right now.
Okay, then never mind. For some reason I thought it was something on the forklift.
Wow. Thanks, Moira.
Well, I can only do so much. I don't really have super strength.
So I gotta be the magic user and I gotta be the muscle. Got it.
Well, I can be the muscle.
Friend.
But I think there's a difference between.
Can't you use your moth powers and kick it like karate style? No, I'm just kidding.
Realistically,
a forklift.
Yes, realistically, Radia or Moira, you could both try getting in the way. You'll obviously open yourself to his ire.
Actually,
How would Fierce Friend work?
My little dragon.
Dragon could very much try
Well,
flying in
that's
the
a
way,
good
and
idea.
you could roll.
Flying in the way and tails will whack it out of the way.
Yeah, you could roll change the
Flex it
game,
back.
send in the dragon. So you roll change the game, basically create a story tag of him jumping in the way and helping Xander. You can definitely do that first if you
hit
want.
the forklift.
What do
like
I
a
have
baseball
to
bat.
click for him
So you
attacking
could
me?
change the game. So dragon.
First, we'll do dragon. You'll get an extra boost here. As your lightning's going off, dragon's going to dive in to try to maybe push the forklift out of the way slightly. It's
Sharp claws, but I'm just going to try to do just tail whip it or something, deflect it. Claws, maybe not necessary. There's helping
Use
buttons.
tail whip.
I don't have a tag for that, but yeah. Oh no.
Not great. All right.
And that sucks.
The first failure of the session. All right, Dragon's going to fly in, and something bad is going to happen. That'll let you know in just a moment. As Dragon goes to fly in, Xander, basically, we're not going to add any tags for the forklift itself, so you already used blindfold and shadow rope, so you can't use those to defend.
Yeah, I don't mind about that. I just mean,
Yep.
what am I using for his tags?
I already used undefeated, so you can't use that one. You don't have to use that one, is what I mean to say.
Oh, so I don't have to use anything?
No, it's not a fire attack, so you can't use fire resist,
cool.
but
Okay.
go ahead and
so not go toe to toe, face
It's-
danger.
face danger. Yep, whatever your normal defense tags are. It's not a punch. It's a it's a forklift. So whatever you'd roll
So he's
to,
yeeting the forklift at me.
yeah, whatever you'd roll to block forklift, I guess.
Okay, cool. I'm going to attempt to rectify a magical shield and kind of use it to jolt me up to parkour and like pretty much. I'll say what I do in a second. Let me just roll.
Definitely
And
roll
then
first.
I'll
Yeah, please
describe
roll
it.
first, just in
I'm
case.
just saying what I'm about to do.
Yeah.
Using magic and possibly parkour skills. I do it. Anyways, so back to what I was trying to say. So I use my magic as a awesome shieldness, and he chucks the forklift at me, and I do like we're in like in a Zack Snyder like slow-mo scene in one of his movies, and I jump up with my magic and I like do like this slow motion like barrel roll right through like the where you sit in a forklift like or just like slide right through there. He thought he hit me, but I just jumped right through it.
Perfect landing. Excellent. As it slides and skids, but it actually smashes into one of the background storage containers. All right, and as the machine goes sliding, Radia, your dragon is no longer there to defend you, unfortunately, and suddenly a big honking metal crate is falling down towards you. Please roll me a face danger to not get squished by it. Fortunately, you do have stone skin, so you'll only be a kind of flat pancake.
Yes.
You also have spellcasting to assist you with this defending, so.
Yes.
And as the forklift ceases and this metal box is dropping, Andre was very much expecting an oomph or a or something. The fact that no audible pain came from Xander's direction as Andre kind of lands after having just kicked the shit out of it, he tilts his head as if to say, impressive. Same with you, Radia, as you roll forward, you are fast enough to get out of the way and erect a small magical barrier that causes it to bounce off just ever so slightly the other direction. You will take no damage with a 13, and neither of you are harmed. As this happens, Andre takes a few steps back, and you can see his clothes beginning to kind of ripple and move a bit. And
Wait,
as
what
they
happened
do,
to the dragon?
the dragon dove in and basically failed. It dove in to try to stop the forklift essentially missed. It was going faster than Dragon was expecting, but Dragon's able to fly now back over to Radaya on the defense, unless you want him to do something else.
I do.
He will protect Mommy
Fine there.
in general.
Hmm.
But first, before anything else will happen, you notice that his stance dies down a bit. Not quite as hardcore aggro. He takes a step or two back, lowers his hands, and he reaches into his pocket. Very stone cold expression, holds the phone up and goes, "Yes." "All right. Understood." He holds the phone out straight. We'll say he's facing you now, Moira. And he says, "It's for you."
It's for me?
He nods.
All right, I take it.
As you take the phone, you hear a voice on the other side that is somewhat tinny. Doesn't exactly have the best phone or reception, apparently. But it's a voice that you, all the same, do not recognize.
Oh, I don't
Correct.
recognize.
Do not recognize.
Okay.
And as you hold it up to your ear, you hear a, "Hello,
Hello.
am I speaking with Moira?"
Yep, that's me. I'm Moira.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And yourself? May I know who I have the pleasure of speaking with this evening?
But of course, it seems somewhat recently you have been quite interested in my past and my friends. You may call me Reginald.
Yeah, I have been pretty interested in that. You're right.
I will keep our conversation short. If I can make a request of you and your people,
Okay.
please
Go
cease your confrontation with my friend here. Go back home, do as you do, and things will look up for you in the future.
Okay. But give me one good reason. Actually, give me 3 good reasons.
3 good reasons. Interesting. Quite the bargainer you are. Sure. Why not? For 1, it is a good cause. 2,
This is a good cause.
at the end of all things, yes, it shall indeed be a good cause.
Okay.
2, you're fighting someone I assume you care for. Unfortunately, at least a little, but currently he's not fully in control of himself.
Yeah, we gathered that.
Indeed, you wouldn't want to hurt him. And 3, you're putting yourselves in danger. Yourselves, your family, friends you know, people you know, it's not worth it. Just let it fade.
Do you mind if I put you on speakerphone?
Sure, why not?
Is there anybody else who's smart here? I'm just kidding. Radaya, come on. Get over here. I'm just kidding.
What?
You know, I do think those are good reasons. But I feel like I won't be able to stop until I know what happened, what's going on, and why. It's good for investigative journalism, not great for self-preservation.
This is quite true. Unfortunately, the business is not yours. This is my life, their lives. Something that you really don't need to be putting your nose into, let's be honest. Let sleeping dogs lie, yes?
Take your own advice.
Okay, but what's the good cause?
The good cause is righting a wrong. I will simply leave it at that.
Does this have to do with what happened to Aaron?
He's silent for a bit longer. You hear him clear his throat, and he says, "Yes. And if you understand that, you will back off. Thank you." And he hangs up.
You know, he's not wrong.
As you're kind of holding the phone out so everyone can hear, you notice that Andre's standing like 2 feet from you with his hand out. Can I have my phone back?
Yeah. Sure.
He takes the phone and puts it in his pocket. And you notice the glassiness is still just barely there, but he seems somewhat lucid. And looking at you, Moira, he says, "So, you going to back down? Or are we continuing this?"
Beat his ass!
Beat his ass. I mean, I do. I mean, like, I get where he's coming from. I do. That's my whole theme, is righting wrong. And a wrong was committed.
But I don't think this is the right way to correct that wrong.
But it's not the right way to correct it. And also, he's using people against their will.
That is a good point.
And also, he's blocking us from getting into that place.
That is true.
Andres takes a step or two away from you, Moira, as you have not answered him quickly, so he assumes you still mean violence, but he's not throwing fists. He's still waiting for an answer.
I don't not want to commit violence. I just wish there was a better way to do this. Like, surely there's another way, you know? Can you call your boss again so that we can...
Why don't we lock him in one of those freight containers?
Because, well, hey, Andre.
He slowly nods. Yes.
What's in there?
The building?
Yeah.
I cannot tell you. It's part of the master plan. It will play out. Things will be better.
But maybe we
I don't
can
believe that for a second.
help, you know? Pretty strong. We're doing pretty good.
You are? Yes.
I just feel like there's some way that we can compromise on this.
His face is starting to contort a bit, as if he's losing control again, and he's trying his absolute best to keep whatever this thing is in and not let it out.
Did you volunteer for this, Andre?
He's starting to sweat a bit. He takes another step back. He nods, but the nod isn't enthusiastic. Almost as if he was told one thing and he got it, but not the way it was, imagined in his mind.
This isn't... Yeah. I don't think it's... Can you call your guy? Can you call him? Call him back? How about you? How about you toss me your phone?
You can't call him back. I can't contact him. He calls us.
Can I yell? I'm going to yell into the sky.
What do you yell?
Just be like, hey, Reginald, give me a call. I know you're aware of what's going on.
As you're shouting out, Andre's more calm demeanor begins to break a bit, and you can actually see the suit that he's wearing is starting to rip, as like the air around him is starting to ripple a bit, and he's taking another step back away from you.
Is it glowing kind of rip?
Not just yet. You get the feeling that
turn into a demon like the other guy.
You get the feeling he's heating up, though.
He is going to turn into a demon like that.
I say we just be his ass.
As this is happening, you can definitely feel your amulet is glowing and activated, Xander, and Moira, you can feel a presence coming from him. It feels very similar to the ones before.
I don't think it's the right way to go about it.
Hey, Moira, it's starting to heat up in here, and I'm like pointing at my amulet.
Take him down.
Can I shoot him with ice?
As you say...
Don't kill him. You can't kill him.
That's not killing, I'm freezing him.
Yeah, it's just freezing.
I know, I'm just saying, don't kill him.
As you say, take him down, his eyes instantly shoot over to Xander, which he's still blindfolded, so yeah, that's definitely a task. But he flips backwards, like backflips backwards as you're beginning to cast the spell. He can like see it, sense it, you're not entirely sure what. But he lands on one of the storage containers, and as he does, it crumbles under his weight, which should not be this much. 100% should not be this much. And as he does, lightning crackles off from both of his shoulders, striking the sides, the left and the right of this storage container he's standing on. He screams out into the night, matching yours, Moira. As your spell's getting ready to be fired, Xander, you can go ahead and get ready to cast that bad boy. And you guys can see some more of those little imps. So these ones are a little bit chunkier looking as they start to like form from this lightning. And on top of that, his clothes basically just begin to burn and rip away. And under you can see he's wearing some form of like a metal suit or something of that variety. It's like plated metal that kind of goes up his body. And you can see just like burning lines running up his arms and down his legs. And he goes to readjust the glove one more time. You can see more clearly now it's a heart with two crosses in it and what seems to be a king, very similar to like a playing card on the back of his black glove. And he as he tightens it, it tightens back to his hand, almost like a latex, and like squeezes tightly. He's getting ready to defend against whatever you are firing at him, Xander. But the Andre you guys know, mentally at least, is definitely gone.
RIP in the chat.
He is technically consumed by a creature, right?
Seems like it, yeah.
All right, hear me out.
An exorcism, no?
I already did that.
What if I had my named shadows basically swarm him and remind themselves, let him feel what it felt like when they died, to like terrorize him.
Melanie,
What?
that is so evil.
I love it.
That is genuinely the most evil gremlin thing you've ever said.
It came to me. I'm having a good day, I guess. I am prepared to push this as hard as it can go.
Okay.
In fact, I was kind of hoping, if you wanted me to push it too hard, I was hoping to use everyone will remember to push it. Because, I mean, they're making...
Are you trying to penance stare him?
What is that?
What Ghost Rider does?
Actually, yeah, probably.
Alrighty, you can most definitely do that. So I'll let you know, if you go for this and you're trying to take him out via this, you personally, the only one that can do this, you're gonna have to keep doing it. It's gonna be different from his physical trauma tracker though, or you can create a story tag. Up to you.
I mean, how would I repeatedly do it?
You literally just keep rolling it over and over whenever you get a chance.
And so it's like a damage. I'm damaging him.
Yes, exactly. So effectively, he is, to your knowledge, resistant to physical trauma. This is not physical trauma though, so that -1 will not apply to this.
Is this gonna hurt Andre?
You probably not. Hopefully not.
All right, I'll do it.
That is definitely a go toe to toe. And you can go ahead and use his Undefeated of the East. That's basically his mental fortitude, but you can't use blindfolded, shadow ropes, and all that. You're not physically attacking him, you're going for the mind magic. And then while Roxanne's doing this, Xander, you can also shoot your ice if you still want to.
Nice.
I'll call it haunted.
Perfect.
So with that one, you're able to temporarily cause pause on him, Roxanne, as he is indeed surrounded by ghosts that just begin to chant into his ear and just remind him of things best not remembered.
Do I need to use
depressing.
Undefeated of the East?
For attacking him this time, no. But we do now have some boys that are going to, they're back in town, so they're going to leap in a moment right after you shoot your magic, Xander.
Go toe to toe.
Yep, if you're shooting ice at Andre, go for it.
And now currently he's supernatural, right?
No, he's not. So weirdly enough, he's not supernatural in this state. He has summoned supernatural beings. He is just super powered.
Okay.
Oh, all right. You know what? That's the absolute perfect time to roll that. All right, we got a 6. After he shakes off your shadows, let's go and break this bad boy out. Suddenly, that hand, the gloved one, it is set on fire. And he is going to jump for you, Mr. Xander. And this time when he leaps, the absolute force behind this jump is absurd. So the MC hard move is he is going to be just directly attacking you, just full on right to the face. He jumps directly for you. And rather than like going for a kick or a chop or a punch, he has an open hand. And I want you to go ahead and roll me face danger. And in terms of tags that will work against you, Burning Finger will be currently the only one.
No, I don't want him to touch me. No touchy.
No touchy indeed. Alrighty. With an 11, you just barely get out of the way. And as he's coming down, flying towards you, Xander, you hear him shout out into the night. This hand of mine glows with an awesome power. Its burning grip tells me to defeat you. My love, my anger, and all of my sorrow. And he crashes directly into you, Xander. Except you're able to dodge out of the way. Thank God, because holy
You said all that for no reason, Andreas.
The ground just explodes. And I mean, all of you are now in an impacted crater as you're all shot back like 5 feet from right where Xander was standing. You are knocked back the most, but fortunately, all of the rock and stone and all the shit in the area, Xander, that might have potentially damaged you, did not. But the force left off from this as the smoke clears. There is a 20-foot crater where Andre is standing. It is smoldering. As it clears, you can see one of his eyes glowing red along with his entire hand as it slowly, something happens, but the heat dissipates for a moment and he clenches it again.
Does he look different now?
I love you, husband.
That was a good speech.
You better get this one, waifu.
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to get that one.
Does Andreas look different now?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I said, he's covered in metal now, and there's something more sleek and like he was glassy-eyed before. there's something different now. As well as that happening, both these demons are going to move out. One's going to run towards Moira, one's going to run towards Radiah.
Can I dash
You
towards
said
the
there's like
building?
smoke like passing around me or whatever.
Specifically swirling around Andre, yeah.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, I don't think you know who you're messing with, mate. I'm an Ozarian sorcerer. I'm going to extract your demons and rip their souls out.
He points at you and you can almost hear like a second voice under his, almost whisper, I'd like to see you try.
I've already done it. Your other folks.
Squeepy.
Alrighty, as Roxanne and Xander have already done something, Radiah and Moira, demons are dashing at you. You don't have to technically face them, but their claws are bared as they dive for you. What do you do?
How big are they?
They are, I say these ones are, one of them looked small from a distance, but now that it's moved up to you, it is probably almost 7 feet tall. It's just really, really, really gangly. Arms and legs,
No.
it's all broomsticks as it's coming like running and like rolling at you. The other ones
occurred to me that
Yeah.
I actually don't know how big my Mothman form is.
realistically, it can be in the mind and as large as you want, as long as you succeed on your
Actually,
roll.
you know what? Let me Google real quick.
How big Mothman is?
Big is Mothman?
I think he's about 6 feet, I would say. When I've seen, he's not supernaturally large.
The big did not come up with the right answer. How tall is Mothman?
How thick is Mothman is a better
How
question.
thick is Mothman?
According to the art and the statue, he got a booty on him.
All right. Okay.
So it's 7 feet tall with a 10 feet wingspan.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well, excuse me. I was just about to say that.
Sorry.
Mothman is described as a flying man with 10-foot wings and 7 feet tall with large eyes.
All right, I was wrong.
This is an Ohio State University page. Oh, Western Virginian folklore.
Folklore.
Fantastic.
This is real.
Anyway, that being said, we're about approximately the same size.
Yes, you are. Once you go sicko mode, you got
Once I go sicko mode.
yeah, big
Can
nasty boy running at you.
Can I actually go sicko mode?
You can do whatever you want as long as you have the tags to back it up. Yeah.
I'm gonna try sicko mode.
All right. What precisely?
I've never tried that before. I might as well do it at least once, right?
Yeah. Well, what precisely are you doing?
I'm gonna transform to full Mothman.
Okay.
And I'm going to attempt to scare him.
Scared to death, or are you just making a tag?
Scare it to death.
You know what?
No, I want to make a tag actually.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me. Change the game against gangly demon boy running at you, and then Radiah, think about what you're doing as one that's a little more stout is running at you. It's similar to the other one. I think I mentioned one before had like a large upper body. It didn't skip. It did skip leg day. This one's the opposite. Leg day. All he cares about.
Swing.
All right. A 10. What are we doing with that?
So I'd like to create a story tag called Intimidated.
Okay. And we have 3 juice. So you got some options.
Can I prolong the effect?
Definitely.
And actually, could I also scale up the effect?
You know what? Yes. Who else would you like to affect this? I'll say Mr. Man is currently surrounded by smoke, so you probably can't hit him yet. But if you want,
Not
you can
Andre.
hit. Yeah, you can hit both demons if you want.
I'm gonna hit both demons.
You said you're going for Intimidate?
What if I could like inflict them with disturbing images? Just think about that being what made them intimidated.
I mean, you most definitely can. Do you show them something worse than they could possibly imagine?
Yeah. So I actually want to use that specifically because I use disturbing imagery, and I think it would be fun to use that for that.
I very much agree. And while they are charging at you, both at the same time, for a moment, they falter, potentially leaving them open to a strike. Radiah, dragon in tow, you see one charging at you, and it stops just for a moment. Whatever's radiating off of Moira has clearly spooked the two of them. What are you doing?
I was in quiet contemplation with my inner self. With these things coming at me. Somebody does not like these imps. She's ready to send the dragon out in full claws and cast a spell to have a haunted, dreamy sleep powder passed down on these
Ooh.
beings.
Are you basically trying to effectively knock them out? Like, sleep them?
Sleep them or get them spooked with haunted daydreams.
Okay.
Adding to the haunted tag, maybe, and intimidate, spook, and the other things.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. As I mentioned before, you can technically, if I say yes, you can technically take foes out via different methods. So you can scare something to death. I will say that is a valid go for it. So if you want, you can do that, which would add a status, or you can add a tag. Entirely up to you.
Okay, we're just trying to scare them to death.
Can my debuff be used by other people?
100%.
I think you should use my tag. I think that would help.
Okay. So obviously, what is it I'm actually rolling as for?
Are you intimidating with magic? Or are you intimidating with your dragon?
Intending sort of both, or at least have him in place to back if something goes wrong.
Okay.
He'll be there to on guard.
Okay. So if you want him to guard, then it sounds like you're going for magic.
Correct. I actually only have one button for that, but whatever.
You also have intimidated.
Oh.
Excellent. We're trying to scare this boy. You can choose 2. So we'll probably get him good with status 2 and then block whatever attack that they're going to fire at you, because that would be dangerous.
Yes.
So I will put scared 2 on this guy. As it goes to basically drop kick you with flaming feet, you conjure up something spicy, and that paired with its intimidation already set into effect, it causes it to miss, and it goes flying past you and hurtles into that very same storage container that was smashed a second ago, and it gets up getting ready to strike again, but not necessarily you, Radiah. It's kind of looking around. And we'll say it's not directly attacking you, Moira, because you paused it, but the one in front of you is very much the next thing it's going to do, no matter what you do, is going to attack you. So it has fully moved in position, is getting ready to attack. You guys can see Andre, the smoke is effectively cleared now, and you can see him ripping actually off that blindfold as it burns away. He doesn't know that the tendrils are there and still holding him down. So for now, they are still there. If you
Can I attack it again?
You can 100% do that. You can physically attack it now if you want. While Moira is tangling with this boy, Xander and Roxanne think about what you're going to do, or just let me know. The intimidated obviously can still be used, Moira, if you want.
Oh, for sure. You better believe it.
Gangly boy is running at you. Oh my god.
Burns on you.
Already.
That's funny.
That's a 14. Which 2 of those would you like? I think I know which ones you're going to pick. 4 is a lot of damage in this game, so.
Yeah. So I guess I'll block or counter their best attempts if they try to attack me.
Perfect. He is literally doing that, so that was perfect. This large gangly boy kind of runs at you after you intimidate him quickly. And as he does, on closer inspection, seems that this beast is basically just blades. It is just sharp talons and daggers and knives effectively just rolling at you as it finally gains momentum. As you're able to dodge off to the side, though, Moira, you see somewhat of an opening. And as you do, there's a hole that is, wow, that's wonderfully convenient for you, perfectly leg-shaped. As you're able to whip around, I know, right? And your foot perfectly fits into this gap that he happened to leave open at his side, probably right as he's attacking, actually. Your instincts guide you true, and the heel of your foot crashes into the back of his head, soaring down into the concrete, causing the concrete itself to crack as you smash this thing's head into the floor below you, thereby taking it out of the fight. In a single blow.
Yes.
Its whole body
That was
just
so
falls
satisfying.
limp. All right, Andre doesn't seem to notice this. He turns to look at Roxanne and Xander. What are y'all doing?
I'm going to repeat my previous attack.
I'm going to try to exercise them.
All right, exorcise. All right, Roxanne, start with yours.
That man on the
I
treadmill.
cannot use the same tags, right?
Correct.
Then that would be 0 tag. But for flavor, I'm going to have him hear the ghosts of Gundam's past.
Oh, no. I will say for this one in particular, you can go ahead and use shadow ropes.
Oh, I forgot I made tags.
All right, fortunately, you actually rolled super well. So we'll increase haunted 1 plus 1 is haunted 2. And if you pick that bottom one, he won't retaliate. Something deep down inside him, Roxanne, is most likely stunned or haunted, or I don't know. You're correcting him. You're sending corrections Andre's way, And he pauses for but a moment. I say, deciding between the two of you, he's turning towards Xander, assuming Moira's still fighting and assuming Radia's still fighting Leg Boy. He sets his sights on you as you get ready to exorcise. So you know your haunt is getting somewhere, Roxanne. Like I said, he has no resistance to it, so eventually it will just get there.
I never give up.
But he begins to move towards you, Xander. What are you doing?
Exorcise. He's now supernatural, right? Or no?
So he himself is not supernatural, the demons are.
What about the thing inside him?
You're exorcising him, specifically?
Yes.
Yes, then for this one specifically, you can use that. For the negative tag, use undefeated. His will resists you.
Oh, I get that reference now.
What is it?
The glove didn't click. Gundam.
Oh, yeah.
The best Gundam, by the way. It had much less politics than all the other shows.
That's putting it lightly.
Yeah, I've never watched any of them, so I'm going to take myself
Dolmen
out of that
Cashew!
conversation.
Indeed.
Okay.
Domon Kashu, his title was Undefeated of the East.
Oh.
So what you're saying is Andreas is a good martial artist?
Currently.
Are you saying that he thinks he's the undefeated of the East?
You might, yes.
I want to put that to the test. I'm going to take my jacket off. I'm going to drop it behind me. I'm going to roll my sleeves up. So, Andreas, I heard you're some type of martial artist, huh? Some high-skilled, top-of-the-line, karate master.
As you're taunting him, he's very much moving towards you, now ready to show you just that, yes.
I crack my knuckles. I'm like, I've done plenty of years of training, so let's see, tough guy, how good you are, huh? At little kung fu. I'm gonna go at him and throw some fisticuffs.
Go for it.
Right as I go to strike him, I'm gonna use my uncanny strength.
Excellent.
Kind of give a little oomph to the punch. And when I'm fighting, I'm kind of using, like, once I said that, like, I put like these like energy, I don't want to say boxing gloves, but they're like MMA gloves on, so my hands are like kind of glowing, burning fingers, as you will.
Indeed. Alrighty, excellent. With a 9, you're going to exchange blows with this lad. And we're going to strike him with a status of tier 3. With his armor, it'll be reduced by 1, so it'll be status of tier 2. So I'll just add it to zapped. I know, weird, but it's all physical trauma. We're trying to hurt him. And as you move on in, you do indeed begin to exchange blows with Andre. He is moving in a very methodical and robotic fashion. Incredibly smooth his movements are, though. And as he dodges a good portions of your punch, you see a very solid opening. And taking this as your time to go, Xander, you strike him with those glowing fists. And just at the last second, you, with that uncanny strength, and you straight on, right in the side of his ribs. You actually hear something creak. And he pauses for but a moment. As he does, though, he quickly whirls around and he sticks you as well in your ribs as his whole body turns, pirouette, and with the heel of his foot just right in the side of your ribs. Go ahead and roll me face danger against a big-ass kick.
Like as in like a counter-strike?
Yeah, basically.
I use attention to detail to see that he's trying to do a counter-strike.
Sure. Parkour and attention to detail give you a 10, which still allows you to face off the whole thing. That, fortunately for you, that means you get to still use parkour if you need to. But with that, you're able to effectively take the hit in the side, and rather than full on, you erect a magical shield right on that spot so it looks like it struck. And as he pulls himself away from you, you can see that that spot, where as the magical shield fades, it is completely cracked and burned right where he hit. And he looks at the spot where he struck and sort of nods as to say, good eye. But he is engaged with you currently, Xander, and he's going to strike out again 100% most definitely. I'm going to give you a new status called Lock On. Essentially, he's focusing on you. It is just tier 1, and it will slowly tick up. After it reaches 3, he will do something very, very not great to you. So as he's focusing on Xander, Big leg demon boy is getting up, moving back towards Radia. Roxanne, you seem to be free of being attacked by anything realistically. And Moira, so are you. You crushed your demon. What are y'all doing?
How handled does Andre look?
I would say not very, as he is slowly just becoming more and more active, and more of his clothes are burning away.
Can I try putting him in a chokehold?
Sure, go ahead and roll me change the game.
What was the last thing I used?
This is a completely different move, so use whatever you want, realistically.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I rolled
right.
an 8 and somehow still got a good...
7 and 8 are both very good, so you're basically jumping behind him and like grappling onto him.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my hand around his neck so I can get him to pass out.
All right. It's going to be a temporary tag of grapple. So you're on him, Moira. You're going to move with him. But as you kind of tighten on, you realize you're probably not knocking him out like this unless you go from a grapple to go toe-to-toe. But now that you're on top of him, his attention, he'll jump away from Xander with you still on his back.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe turning around to see that you've dispatched one of the demons as if to say, oh, okay, you are incredibly competent. And now his focus is, because you're literally directly on top of him, are on you, Moira. And you can almost feel his body beginning to heat up.
I have 4 juice.
It is incredibly awkward at that tier because basically you can make other tags. Now, I'm unclear if you can make 4 individual tags on Andre, because honestly, that's kind of broken. Maybe you can. I'm not sure.
Could I?
You can put a tag on yourself, like balanced, I guess.
Sure, I'll do that. For one of them, I'll create a story tag.
So as you're getting ready to attack, he's clearly going to strike at you first. You guys can see Moira is going to, as she jumps on him, try to knock him out. His hands begin to glow again. You can see he's going to strike her before she can do that. What are y'all doing? Oh, and Demon has moved in to engage with Radia. He's going for another dropkick, because why not?
No, Radia.
I'm going to repeat what I've been doing.
Okay, go for it, Roxanne.
Now I can reuse the tag.
All right, we'll increase that to Haunted 2, and we'll say as he's surrounded by ghosts and such, and he's slowed down by this, you can hear him muttering into himself. Moira, he's basically just saying, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. And as he's kind of freaking out, what I'm going to do with Haunted is I'm actually going to remove it entirely, and with that, his defenses are open, and that -1 to all hits is gone. So that, like, the armor is still physically there, but you have a feeling, Roxanne, that it's softened, if that makes any sense. So when you guys strike him, he'll no longer have resistance to your blows. He still has his tags, of course, but he's permanently off his game, basically, for the rest of the fight.
Nice.
And after that, Moira, go ahead and roll me Face Danger, and then for defensive tags, you can go ahead and use Burning Finger, as he is indeed doing just that. He's reaching up to basically grab you and rip you off his back.
Self-defense. Well, that worked out pretty well.
You're using way too many tags. Hold up. All right, I think you're still good because you rolled a 9. You only really need a +1.
Yeah, I was not expecting a good one.
So gut feeling is fine. I wouldn't use self-fulfilling prophecy because all you're doing is defending against him grabbing you effectively. But with a 10, you fend off the whole thing. And that way you can still use those other tags if you need to.
Okay.
Like, attack. Yeah, that way if you need to attack with them still.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, so that's one thing we need to try to lean away from, using too many tags in one roll. You're basically making too many tags broad, which you should have 1 broad tag. The way Roxanne using 1 or 2 is perfectly fine. So
Gotcha.
So he reaches up to physically grab you, and whatever you do, you start bucking, I guess, or he starts bucking. I don't know. He misses effectively. You can feel his hand just swipe right past you, Moira, and he is now definitely most 100% open to the attack as you kind of grapple down further on him and begin to clench. Radia, tell me what you're doing as this demon runs at you.
I am hiding behind my dragon.
Okay.
That is going to go meet him.
Are you having the dragon strike out to knock him away?
Yep.
Roll
Strike
me.
out or fierce dragons. Maybe spook him up still some.
Perfect. Go ahead and roll me go toe to toe. He's already scared too. You can also still use intimidated because that has not gone away.
Would I use my natural affinity go toe to toe button here too for dragon?
Oh, yes. You are correct. So when you select go toe to toe and you use any tags from your pet dragon, if the dialogue box says move is dynamite, you can hit yes. Alrighty. Hey, no, that's good. A 7 is a success with your 2 tags there. And we're going to get them good. This is going to be an exchange of blows. But you are going to take this bad boy out because you're going to give him 2 more to scared, which is 3, and enough to indeed murderate him. Unfortunately, he's going to drop kick you the same time the dragon takes him out. So we'll basically say he charges at you. The dragon goes to fear him, poses very, very intimidatingly, and just roars out into the night. And as it does, this demon flings itself at you in a basically spinning corkscrew drop kick. And after the second rotation, he sees how fearsome your dragon is. And mid-flight, he just dies, and his corpse goes flying at you. And he'll post-mortem drop kick you, Radiah. Go ahead and roll me face danger against a very demonic dead drop kick.
Dead weight drop kick.
He's trying his best. All right, this would have been a harm trace. We're reducing it by 1, so you are now kicked 2, as it kind of, unfortunately, rams right into you, Radiah. But its flaming kick is buffeted ever so slightly by your stone skin and fire resistance as it kind of just flop, 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 and rolls off to the side. Andre's still trying his absolute best to get you off his back, Moira, but if you'd like to prepare to roll, Xander, are you doing anything in particular? Both demons are dead, and you can see Moira is getting ready to try to choke out Andre.
Punch him.
Gonna try to hit him while Moira's choking him?
Yes, punch.
Just punch. Just punch. Just punch definitely works. We'll have you guys both resolve these at the same time then. So both of you can roll me, go toe to toe. Xander for his negative, use undefeated. And Moira, I think I already used burning against you. I did, so I can't. So Xander just use undefeated. Moira, you don't use any of these tags. But Moira, you do have to use your punched 2 tag. Oh, and Moira, you can also use balanced, technically. Both grappled and balanced will go away after you use them.
So I have punched 2, grappled, and then my whatever stuff.
You can also use balanced, and then whatever your other martial arts skills that allow you to squeeze him. The 2 of you are about to wombo this guy, so...
Let's go. Could be worse.
So basically, as the 2 of you
Defense doesn't function that way.
Yeah, as the 2 of you just jump on him and effectively just start like wailing. Y'all just going nuts on him. Perfect. We'll add a +2 and a +3, which is 5 pips. And yes, it says zapped, but I don't know what else to call it. He's been zapped, he's been punched, he's been squeezed. He's been every little possible thing. He's trying to reach out and rip you off his back, Moira, but you use your balance and your grappling to just hold him tight. And as you do, he's so focused on trying to get you off him that the most he can do is basically hunker down, squat, and get ready for whatever the hell Xander has prepared for him. With all those tags, Xander, are you doing the same, covering your fists in energy constructs, just punching the shit out of him?
Si, senor.
All right, excellent. You dash in effectively and you start unloading on him as he's able to counter maybe half of your blows, which before he could block almost every single one of your attacks as you came out at him, you waiting for an opening. This time, though, you stick him across the chin, you stick him in the chest, you stick him in the side, and he's slowing down as he's also trying to get Moira off him, and you see his whole body just slowly begin to lock up as Moira, you pull tighter and tighter and tighter. You get your legs wrapped around his midsection, and he can't move as much as he needs to. Roxanne, you see that this is indeed your moment to really grab onto those shadow ropes and pull them down. He cannot move, and he falls to one knee. As Moira, you continue to choke. He falls to the other, and he tries to hold himself up with one hand instinctively, and as he does, Xander, your final blow catches him right across the face, and you see him just go completely dead-eyed for a moment, and Moira, you can feel him go dead fish, and he just drops to the floor, the metal armor retracting in a very satisfying ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk up his arms as he just lays lifeless on the floor.
Actually lifeless?
Knocked out.
We beat his ass.
All right, be more specific. All right, how's everyone feeling? Time for the big boss.
Was to exercise this guy first? Was that whatever's in him don't overhaunt at the beginning?
Isn't it auto exercise when we beat them or no?
Effectively, yes.
It has kind of worked out that way.
Okay.
I'm gonna put my jacket back on.
Nice.
As you whip your jacket back on, you guys all get ready. You see the corpses of the demons are burning and turning to ash as they fade away into nothing. And Andrea, after a second or so of you releasing him, he begins to twitch a little as if he's coming back to his senses. And you can see that heart on his glove, the outline of it burns and burns and burns. It kind of burns away. And you can see ash begin to flake off of his body as whatever presence was inside him is slowly removed and exorcised. And he's still definitely awake, but not fully regained his senses. He sort of just lies there and kind of just moans to himself in pain.
Sigh, Radiah.
Yes, I'm digging through my bag already. Do. Can you prop him up so I can get this down his throat?
Yeah, help.
Gives him some sort of healing, fast-acting healing wakey potion.
All right, you throw the good stuff Andre's way, and he, after you guys both assist him, he coughs up a bit, and he kind of pushes you guys back, not aggressively, as if, like, where the hell am I? And he slowly regains his memories of what's happening, and he finishes drinking, nodding as if to say thanks. He spits a bit out, blood, not your drink. Kind of, cricks his neck, just holy shit, that hurt.
So, you're just like us.
Yeah, I thought we discussed that already. You showed me that weird thing you can do. I didn't think you were that good at it, though. Damn.
You bet.
What the hell? He looks around and sees that you guys are all sitting in a crater. How long was I out for?
Not long.
He turns to look up at the tower, nods at it, and says, I assume your group's going up there?
Yeah. Anything new you want to tell us?
Plenty. I don't intend to stop you, though.
Anything new you want to tell us?
Yeah, sure. Is anything particular you want to know?
Yeah. Are there traps up there?
No.
Excellent. Go back home.
There's a gate. I'm not sure if you can get by. I'm pretty sure with Xander and Radiah probably got the abilities to... Oh, God.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They'll be able to do it.
He didn't necessarily show me what's in there, but... God, how'd you guys even find this place? I struck a deal with him to say, no matter the time or place, I would defend this tower, but I didn't think anyone would ever come here. That's why I told him yes.
We have our ways.
All right. I guess if a deal sounds too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Well then, he tries to straighten the remainder of his clothes, looks down and is like, all right, well, most of that burned off, excellent. Sighs, and if you guys have nothing else to say to him, he just lets you know, Roxanne, yeah, he's gonna walk back, I guess.
I pat him on the shoulder.
I will do that
don't
too.
Say anything.
Enjoy the leftover pizza.
He laughs at that, and looking to group, he says, whatever was in me, thanks for removing it. I can feel something was there. It's gone now. I feel much better. Not sure I approve of the methods, but thank you.
No problem. We can have to do that to Gale too.
Should we not see him home?
I'll have one of my shadows escort him.
Excellent.
Oh, Andres, here, take this for tomorrow morning too.
He quickly whips around and catches whatever you toss at him and smiles, giving you a nod. You guys can tell he's back to his old self. And shadow in tow, he heads off to go back to his apartments. You guys whip back around and
Just
still
casually walks away. Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, he understands what's going on here. He legit did not think he'd ever actually have to come here. That doesn't make any sense. But as you all kind of whip around, you do indeed see the building before you.
I'll lead the way.
All right, as you lead the way up, Roxanne, as mentioned, you've even seen this. You know that he spoke true. There are no traps, no tricks. You guys head up about 7-8 floors, and before you can ascend any further, there is indeed a door in which you know everything is defended. There is no way to get in any way, shape, or form without using magic.
Magic.
So,
Sandy
Xander,
Radiah.
how are we doing this? You want first crack?
At the door?
Yeah.
But I like seeing you struggle with doors.
It's a magic door. I'm
Fine.
not touching it.
What do I gotta roll?
Go ahead and just roll me take the risk with whatever magical abilities you need to mess with. You do know this will take an extra second to crack in, though. So go ahead and use your weakness tag. Big constructs need to be written down. This will take you a second to get in. Fortunately, that also means that you get to level your adaptation magical sorcerer.
Gross.
Excellent. Oh, that is not a bad thing. All right, so go ahead and add manually add attention to magic sorcerer. We can look at leveling later. It should tell you what page it's on, so you can check that out after we're done. But this definitely takes a second. You got to sit down. You really got to focus on it. We roll the 7s. We got a mixed success. And you can get in here, Xander, but the magic behind it's too familiar, one might say. You feel very in tuned, almost as if you understand, almost as if you made this yourself, it feels like. And while you understand it, it is rather complicated. So this is going to take you some time, effectively, to break into. So this is definitely a very awkward time to mess with this, but I'll essentially hold on to this consequence for a time later. As I mentioned, while you are familiar, it is complicated. So y'all need to wait for, I'd say, about 30 minutes plus, maybe a bit longer than that. So while Xander is focusing on this, Roxanne, Radia, and Moira, what are y'all doing?
I'm watching the perimeter.
Yeah, same.
Is there anything else in here?
No, it's a weirdly empty room.
Can I cast a spell and aid him in opening it? Make it a little faster? With both of us working on it together-ish?
Yeah, you definitely can. I won't have you roll anything because it's not going to impact anything, but you definitely can. And the two of you working together, Xander probably has to explain a few things. There are many ways, many styles of essentially, writing a spell, different ways to, start it up, finish it. Xander quickly explains how intimate he is with this one, which makes it much easier for you to assist Radia. So yeah, we'll say it only takes 30, not any longer than that, which is definitely still some time. And after said half hour, the room thrums, and suddenly that zappy feeling of you're not wanted here goes away, and a separate feeling that still feels equally as hostile lies just beyond the door.
And we ended here.
You can open it.
All right, I'll open it.
Okay, as you open the door, you are met with another...
Yeah, no, just kidding.
I know, right? You're met with another empty room, except there is one particular difference with this one. The top floor of this room is full of strange arcane symbols carved into the walls, floor, and ceiling. Every single bit of it. And they thrum with some magic. Xander, once again, you are familiar with this, intimately so.
I'll look to the magic folks. Is this safe to enter this room?
It should be.
You're saying the items are thrumming with magic?
There are no items. They are carved into the wall and the floor and the ceiling.
The things are carved.
You do know that it's safe to enter? These are not safe to exist, though. Upon closer inspection, you can see that these are a piece of, not the whole thing, but as a part of some form of summoning ritual or a portal. It's a part, though. And clearly, somebody wanted to protect it.
AKA time to destroy it?
Definitely something you can do.
And I've seen these symbols before.
Yes, it was effectively written the same way that the barrier was. Same language, if that makes any sense. So you fully understand what this is. In terms of unraveling it, it'll actually might take longer than the actual barrier itself. You might even need help if you want to call in help. Otherwise, you'll effectively be here all night. Maybe even tomorrow.
In that case, I think going after Reginald is probably more important.
I mean, I'll just call in help, I guess. I'll send good old Pops a picture of the stuff.
Perfect. You're able to do that. You give them the coordinates. We know that, realistically nobody should come up here. And they'll send some folk in, basically, to get this looked at. Dad's not super, super busy, but he and the folk are a little busy. You've been sending them some very questionable bits of information. This isn't helping either. They learned this and not full-on panic, but okay, something very bad is going on in your side of the city. We'll send people over as soon as we possibly can. Should be here in the morning.
So other than the things that are on the walls, is that it that's in this room?
Yeah, that is it. From what you can tell, this building is effectively a piece of a key to let something in. Dismantling it ASAP is definitely something that needs to be done.
So can I start doing it while I wait for them, or?
Yeah, it's literally going to be an all night, all day kind of thing. So you can start now if you want. You can wait till morning till they get here. But realistically, the rest of it can't really do much.
I guess.
This is just part of the job. And part of being an investigator, part of being a magician. Sometimes you don't get to sleep.
I don't like this part of the job, but I'll do it. I'll do it, guys.
I'll do it. Cries.
boring.
Also, concentrated coffee beans. Here you go.
Dang, I need
Just
the
eats the
energy.
beans directly.
Well, concentrated,
Give me the beans.
compressed, concentrated, compressed, little dehydrated coffee. Here you go. Just
Mm.
add water.
Just brew them in your mouth.
So you said this was a part of a summoning circle?
Indeed.
Are there other buildings exactly like this scattered around the city?
Not that you know of. There are probably other empty buildings. There are hundreds of thousands of buildings to look through, though, so that's definitely a problem.
Yeah, but this was magic in one room. Should be able to trace it, right?
Should be able to, yeah. Still a lot of city to look for, unfortunately. And as you're contemplating that and how you're going to find, if you need to, these other buildings, realistically, Xander will need to stay here for the whole night, but Roxanne, Moira, Radia, you guys can retire, head back, investigate something else. And that is where we will pause as you all basically think on what's the next thing to do is.